This is just a quick tutorial on using the calculator to find the correlation coefficient and to make a scatter plot and to find a linear regression line. So first we need some data. We'll go to Stat and Edit. And so I have this data for the donut sales, Krispy Kreme donut sales. And instead of pressing the actual years like 2011, 2009, 2008, etc., I'm just going to take the two-digit equivalent of it. So like for 2011, I'll just hit 11. For 2009, I'll just hit 9. So that would make our input and our graph look a little neater instead of going all the way to 2011 and 2002, etc. And so we need the corresponding values for each of these years. So in the year 2011, it's 29.3 million. And then we go on and punch in the rest of the data. Okay, now that the data is inputted, what we're going to do is we're going to do a bunch of things to get prepared for our graph and our analysis. So first we're going to hit second function and y equals 2, or the stat plot. And if your plots are not all off, you can hit number 4 and then enter and then go back to this screen. My plots are all off already, so I'm going to choose the first one. The cursor is blinking on. I'm going to hit enter, and so now I've selected on. The type of graph that we want is a scatter plot. That is the first option in the type. Our X list and our Y list are in L1 and L2, and the mark that we want to use for best picture is this square. So now that that's all set, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the linear regression. So let's hit Stat, and let's go to Test, and then from here scroll up or down to look for LinRegTTest. So this linear regression t-test will give us a lot more information than what we need, but we'll just try to get the information that we want. Press enter, and it's going to give you a page like this where it's asking you for the X list and the Y list. Our X list and Y list are in L1 and L2. Our frequency for this is always going to be 1. Our rho and beta are always going to be not equal to 0. Our regression equation, we would like to eventually plot our regression equation, and so what we're going to do is we're going to put y1 here. So for that we're going to go to vars, we're going to select yvars, and we're going to select function, and we're going to select y1. So now our regression equation will go to y1, and we'll ask it to calculate. So we're going to see a bunch of pieces of information that we're not going to need. For example, the T for us is not important. The P is not important. The DF is not important. Okay, so what we want is an actual equation of a line. So the equation of a line is y equals a plus bx, and a is 56.896 or 897. So that's going to be an important number for us. Scroll down, we get B, and B happens to be the slope. That's negative 2.548. S and R squared will not be important for us, but the correlation coefficient is R, and in this case it's negative 0.936. So it looks like we're going to have a downward direction, a negative direction. So if we hit y equals 2, there's another interesting that happens. Remember that our regression equation was going to be placed in y1, and so here it is in y1. Now if you have anything else in Y2, Y3, etc., you can either clear it. Like if you have something there, you can either clear this, or you can go to the equal sign and hit enter, and what that would do is that would not plot this graph. So we're ready to take a look at the picture. Let's go to zoom and hit number 9, or scroll down to where it says zoom stat. That would be option number 9 in most of the calculators that I've seen. And we'll see the graph of the data and the actual line. So here it is in case you wanted to plot it. And so this is the tutorial.